either you do it well or you don't do it at all. There is no average standard where I come from. Those of you who know my siblings know this. We are 5 of us, and we are all graduates. The last born is in his 5th year of medicine. There is no average where I come from. Because mom said, you will either do and do it well, or you will not do it at all, but you will not present mediocre results. So if she gives you to sweep the house, it's either you sweep it and sweep it well, or you refuse to sweep. But you not go around with a broom just doing, where, I've finished. No. If you are watering the garden, you will water and water well, or don't water at all. And she'll tell you, out, I'll water myself. Now you sit there feeling ashamed. Mom is watering. I'll water. So now she leaves. Now you start watering properly. And this is a principle you must have in your life. That you are going to do it and do it well or not do it at all. If I come to present to you here, do you think this is a good presentation? Is this an average presentation? No. If I felt I can't come and present because I'm not ready, I would not have showed up. But if I must come and present well. That should be your principle of life on everything. The Bible says, whatsoever your hands find to do it with how much? With 25%? With 55%? With 75%? Do it with all your might. That means 100%. You need to begin to learn to give life your all. If you're going to be in a relationship, you must be fully in. Those things I say, are you dating? It's complicated. And for 2 years you can accept it to be in a relationship with somebody who, whenever they ask them, they say it's complicated. No, you can't be guessing whether you are dating or not. I remember one brother whose heart was broken at a camp. Because we knew they were dating. That's what he used to tell us. Then the time for introduction came. And this young lady stands and says, no, are you seeing anyone? No, I'm not seeing anyone. And as the devil works, few minutes after she said that, even in the chair where I was seated, it broke. Said, but why does he continue with a young lady that has denied him? Right? So if you're going to be in a relationship, 100% in. If you're going to accept a job, 100% in. You cannot accept a job and deliver mediocrity, always complaining about your salary. Actually, here they are not paying me very well. I'm just doing you a favor. No, then you should not have accepted the job. If you're going to accept the job, you give it your everything. If you're going to choose to volunteer, you give it your everything. If you're going to choose to farm, you give it your everything. So according to their abilities. Then in verse 16, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made them into 5. 17, and likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had 1 went and dug in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of these servants came. So what we see here is that there are some that are multiplying and some that are digging and burying. And I want you to know that here it says 2 guys were doing something. 1 guy went to him. I want you to know that even here at Rusangu, there are people that are multiplying their skills, their abilities, their talents, day and night. You see, there is a story I read in the book, Highways to Learning, written by John Snyder. It's one of the classics, and I think it's out of print now. But in there, John Snyder writes about a story, which is a true story. So he talks about a story where one of the days there was a company setting rail in America. And they were told that the MD of that company was coming. Thousands of casual workers. They were brought together as the MD would come. They were all told, put on the best of your overalls. They were in their best, carrying their shovels and whatever else on parade. So a first coach passed that came with junior management. People came out. Then the coach came that had the president of that company and senior management, directors arrived, they came. And the time came when the president was to give the speech. So that president came, stood, gave his speech. And as he gave his speech, after he finished his speech, he then looked somewhere in the audience, descended from the podium, went into the audience and hugged a certain guy wobbly, and they hugged together, shed a bit of tears and with a lot of joy. And after that, the president went back and the team was with him. And you know, when that happens, after that you begin trending. You was hugged, not so? Yeah. If the president came here, our president of the country, and he spoke after that, he came and hugged somewhere here. When he leaves, that person is trending. Everybody's like, so where do you know him from? So are you related? So because we want to associate with such. So everybody went to this man who was trending. Where do you know? The president hugged you. The promotion is coming. And everybody wanted to be around that guy. He said, come, follow me. Disciples, follow me. They followed him. He came to some place, says, sit down. Says, that man you see, I know him. He's my friend. They said, yes, no, we are your friends. You are his friend. He's our friend. Says, okay. Now don't be happy too fast. He is my friend. That man was an employee, a casual worker in this company, like you and me, putting on an overall. We used to stay in the same cabin. But every day in the evening when we would come from work, for me, I had this little dog that I used to come and teach how to dance. I would play the flute and teach it how to dance. He would come and sit and read using a lamp, those lamps with oil. He would read the whole night. The next day we'll go working. And life separated us. Today we are meeting and he's the president. While others slept, others toiled to improve their abilities. You should know, go and read certain biographies. Those of you that love to read would have read the biography of a man called Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is thought to be the greatest president that America has ever had. Now, when you read the biography of Abraham Lincoln, you would know that he was a lawyer. But Abraham Lincoln never set foot in class. His mother died when he was young. He was adopted by a stepmother, but who was very supportive, but they were poor. Abraham Lincoln learned how to read and write on a shovel with charcoal. He would be writing on a shovel while his friends were going to school. He fell in love with reading, continued to read to improve himself. That is why he coined a phrase that says, my best friend is a man who can give me a book I've not read. That's the definition of a best friend to him. And he improved himself to the point of becoming a lawyer and ending up as a president of the world superpower #1. While others went to hide theirs, he went to multiply from 2 to 4. From 3 to 6. From 1 to 2. So the question is, are you multiplying? Are you refining? Are you increasing? And there are 1,000 examples of people that improved themselves. So are you refining? Are you improving? Are you multiplying? God has given you ability to multiply. God can multiply, and it's one of the attributes he has given to us. Ability to multiply what we have. Those that are running this life are men and women that have learned the ability to multiply. So my question is, how do you spend your night? Dreaming about the future. How do you spend your night? By the way, if you sleep 8 hours every day, you should know that 8 hours is a 1/3 of 24. It means by the time you would reach 75, it means you'd have slept 25 years of your life. And that's 8 hours. Maybe to make it practical, 8 hours looks like sleeping at 22 and waking up at what time? 22, waking up at what time? At 06? Yeah. And many people sleep that way. Say, no, health reform. Health reform. Because we need to keep our minds fresh. So this mind which is doing nothing, you are keeping it fresh for what? Because if a mind is being kept fresh, it should be kept fresh for something. Now it is doing nothing, but we want to keep it fresh for the future. And maybe I should talk to you a little bit about understanding the power of youth. The power of youth and why you should invest yourself and your time now. You see, you have a brain. And your brain is made of a special kind of cells called neurons. And you see, in your body, you have got different cell lines. So you have what we call conducting tissue. That are neurons. They conduct. We have got what are called muscle tissue, right? Skeletal and smooth muscle. Those are another line. Then we have what we call connective tissue, right? Where you see things like blood and other things. Then we also have what we call epithelia, like your skin and all that. Those are different lines of cells. Now, all these cells are regenerative, except two. And that's neuronal tissue, which are nerve cells, that make your brain and your nerves, and muscle tissue. If you injure yourself on your skin, it can almost regenerate. Your GIT, your digestive system, actually continuously changes itself. Your skin, 7 years down the line, all the cells you have on your skin are new. It continues to change itself. But if you injure your muscle, it is done. Because the muscle cells are non-regenerative. The neurons are also non-regenerative. What this means is this. You have more mental power today than you will have tomorrow. I hope you're picking it. It means you are more intelligent today than you will be tomorrow. It means you have more power of memory today than you will be next week. Now, if you are not rewriting this year and saying I will rewrite next year, you are increasing your chances of failing. Because your brain next year will not be better than this year. Does that make sense? Yes. That is why the more you age, you reach a point where you begin to have what are called neurodegenerative disorders, such as Parkinsonism, such as Alzheimer's disease. These old age diseases that you see come because there is depletion of neurons in the brain. So they come now as neurodegenerative. That's why you see dementia in old age, inability to remember things. So I'm sure you have observed that your parents now, to call you, they have to call the whole village. Hey, you, Jobs, Charles. They'll run through the list of the whole village. Then finally, hey, Bakud. Why? The mental power is depleted. Mental power is depleted. So if there's a time to utilize your brain, it is when? I can't hear you. If there's a time to utilize your brain, it is when? No. Don't think, we'll charge these things in the future. They will charge you. Now is the time to do school. You see, when I was in first year School of Natural Sciences, I remember very well that we only had 4 elderly people. Now, we were 1,200 of us. And they told us that by the end of this year, we should have trimmed you from 1,200 to 400 because our quotas can only accommodate 400 people. So we knew 800 are going home. So in NS, you don't fail because you are not intelligent. You fail because the quotas are limited. So they'll literally, what they'll retain beyond first year is the best of the best within that best. Now, mostly to be young people. But the year I went there, we had 4 elderly people, 3 elderly men and 1 elderly woman. And you see, I'm talking about learn to utilize your time in youth. Now these, my parents, elderly as they were, they can't see from behind. They used to sit in the first row. And you see, we had big lecture theaters where would sit 400 of us. So they would sit right in the front row looking at the lecture. And I remember one of the first lectures, there's this man who came. He's a very popular mathematician at UNZA by the name of, I think it was Dr. Prakash. Dr. Prakash is Indian, keeps a mustache, and speaks with an accent, so it's a bit hard to get him. Very super smart chemistry teacher. So he comes in there and he gets into his chemistry and he's like speaking and now that was the first day. And I just, what has he said? What has he said? 3 hours down the line, I was like this with my pen, but the only thing I'd written was the date. I said, now we are going home. If these are the things that are happening, it's clear we are going home. So I said, okay, but let me see. Neighbor, 0. Neighbor, 0. They have written nothing. I said, ha. Now, at that point, then I looked in front. I saw the 3 parents, our parents seated there. I said, but there is hope. Before I go, I'm sure, in front there. And I looked, and our parents had written nothing. And I said, look, if us who have left school a few months ago can't understand anything, we have written nothing. The parents, my parents were seated in front there, I could see that they were age mates with mom and dad. I said, those ones should have done chemistry in 1975. And by the end of first year, none of them was around. Only the mother, women are powerful. She survived, even graduated with a degree in chemistry. And when I went to the School of Medicine, we had 2 elderly men who came also, very elderly, where one of them now could not even be putting on shoes. He used to come in tropicals. And the other one, they joined us in service, so they were exempted from first year. Now we come and we are doing pharmaceutical chemistry. Hoffman's equations. Now that's serious science. And even us, with the background of the A-levels of NS, we are just surviving. So I look and say this. So I talked to one of them. I asked him, so, sir, when did you finish school? He told me, my son. It was in 19 what he told the stories of when they were even in hall. And you see me, I pitied them. So I started coaching them because I knew these will not pass. We came, we did our first chemistry test 1. Results came out. One of them, 0%. The other one, 0%. And the semester was continuing. One of the days, the older one who used to come with tropicals came and he said, my children, I have a speech. Can you please settle down? We all settled down. He said, my children, I've made a decision. And the decision is that I go home and enjoy my retirement. So before the university excludes me, it's better I exclude myself. God bless you, live well together, bye-bye. And we all understood. The other one came to me and said, for me, I know I can make it. It's just chemistry, because if I can just master chemistry. And in my heart, I was like, I wish you could also just, buy in the plan of our other parent and what. But unfortunately, he couldn't also clear. But you see, if you follow the history of these men, they were super intelligent at one point. They were topping their classes. But probably the time that they were supposed to be multiplying, they did not. Because there's a season for everything. It is not all the time that will be time for multiplication. He that is going to plant in June definitely will harvest the wind. Because there's a time for planting. He that will plant end of February will harvest the wind. In the same field, the same seed, he will harvest nothing. There is a season for everything. I'm telling you, if you are young, this is the time to multiply yourself. This is the time to study. Because a time will come when you need to read a sentence 7 times before you can understand what it is saying. You see, my uncle, Pastor Kabani, says one thing to say, hey, you see, when we were excited young pastors and preachers, we used to tell people to say, you see, you are busy sleeping while I'm preaching because the devil is on you. He says, now I understand that sleeping has nothing to do with the devil. Because 15 minutes in any sermon, I'm gone. And I normally see this with mom and dad. Even when I'm just chatting at home. You just begin hearing the answers mom is giving don't match what you are saying. Then you realize she's gone. Right? Yes. Why? So right now when you are young, you should understand your brain is depleting in mental power every day. Now is the time to study. Now is the time to understand. Now is the time you can take even multiple programs. I know young people that have done, he's here through Sangu doing a degree, but on distance he's doing another program. Your mind can do that. Well, I'm doing my